Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, Jay, an interesting video from Fight Hype where Eddie Hearn was asked specifically about Jaron Ennis and the potential of a fight between he and Devin Haney. And the interviewer asked him a little bit about it because Bozy had mentioned that he talked to Bill Haney about the possibility of that fight occurring, which I don't ever believe that fight's going to occur. But it was interesting to hear what he had to say, Eddie Hearn, in regards to this particular fight. And it's interesting because when you hear some of these guys talk and how slick they are with their words, it's amazing to me. And in this particular situation, not only was he slick, but he was also direct in the sense that he directly told us that they would avoid that fight. He would basically advise Devin Haney not to take that fight if Devin Haney actually moves to 147. But not only that, trying to position it in a way where he's courting him, right? Courting Jaron Ennis. So let me play this clip back for the people so that they can hear what Eddie Hearn had to say.
I mean, the reality is Jaron Ennis needs to get himself together. This kid is a pound for pound great and a pound for pound star. His profile is that of a guy who has won some regional titles. Like, they need a team of people around them. Look at what we've just done for Devin Haney here in San Francisco. And I'm saying to coach, to dad, to Jaron Ennis, make your move. Be the superstar you can be. Because Jaron Ennis is an unbelievable fighter. He may be the best welterweight in the world right now. He may be the future of the division. But build yourself. Build your star power. And I hope we can work together with Jaron Ennis because I think he's a tremendous fighter. But the problem is, people will always look to avoid you if they feel like you are high risk, low reward. And that's what's always happened with Devin Haney until now, where people start looking around on Saturday night and going, wow, this kid's actually a star. This kid's selling out arenas. We don't have excuses anymore. If Jaron Ennis wants to fight one of my guys, I'm using that excuse. Jaron Ennis, no one knows who Jaron Ennis is.
Gotcha.
Whereas really, that kid should be selling out arenas. He's an unbelievable talent.
All right, Jay. So that's what he said. So he simultaneously said that I'm going to avoid him. I will advise Devin Haney because it seems like Devin Haney at least is going to be working with Matchroom for the next few fights. I would advise Devin Haney to avoid him while simultaneously trying to figure out a way to tell him that the people that are currently around you, which I'm assuming is, who is it now? Cameron Duncan, Showtime. They were also a part of his team, if you will. So Steven Espinoza. That they're basically not doing a good job. Why don't you come on over here to Matchroom? That's what I heard, Jay. Now, that's perfectly fine. We know that stars are not just made simply by the people that are around you, right? Stars are also made by having an engaging personality, being someone that people want to see, taking risk, which I'm pretty sure Jaron Ennis is more than willing to take risk. But Jaron, in my opinion, just has to put himself out there more. You know what I'm saying? Put himself out there more, and he'll be a bigger star. So I'm not sure if it's just his team that's not, effectively working for him, or the fact that just, Jaron is not opening up and allowing people to see his full personality. Because, I always say that people got a part of their personality that people would love to engage with, but they don't always bring it out. But in my mind, in no way, shape, or form should he sign with Eddie Hearn. Like, who is Eddie Hearn going to get him? So who's he going to fight? Ben?
Thought about that too.
Like, who is he going to get a fight? What fight is Eddie Hearn going to be able to negotiate for him? Like, he would be a fool, in my opinion, to go with somebody like Eddie Hearn. So, Jay, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, Eddie just being Eddie. Eddie's a fast talker, tries to be slick, talk on both sides of his neck. So Eddie just being the promoter and everything. He made some points as far as Boots need to elevate his profile, of course. But to your point, Eddie didn't have anyone on his roster that's worthwhile for Boots to go over there. Honestly, I think Boots. Last I saw, Boze said they're still kicking it with Steven Espinoza and following him. So if I'm Boots, I'm not going over there. I was trying to see who they had on their roster at 147 for him. It's really, it's not much over there as far as it's going to make a difference for Boots as far as getting big time fights. Boots is already a champion. The challengers need to come to him right now. He's a champion at 147. Whether people like it or lump it, he's a champion at 147 at IBF. So, excuse me. As far as if he wants to unify, that's one thing. Terrence ain't with Eddie. Terrence is still with PBC for one more fight, and Terrence more than likely is going to relinquish those belts. So Boots can still be a free agent. I think Boots need to keep himself as is, be independent a little bit, so that way he can kind of move around. I kind of like the way Devin moves. I like the way Devin's able to go freely, if you will, on any platform if need be to accomplish his goals. That's what he did by going to Top Rank to fight in those 3 fights, 2 with Cambo and 1 with Loma. So Boots can definitely follow that blueprint, but definitely Boots still should be put up more. He just needs to get more fights and be in front of people's faces more on the TV more. That's what's hurting Boots right now. His talent is there.
No, totally agree. And what is he going to do? So he's going to leave the representation that he currently has to go over to Matchroom and still be avoided. With less options. With less options for opponents. So, yeah, man, I ain't really got that big of a problem with Eddie Hearns outside of some of the things that he said in the past that I thought were a little bit, I'm not going to even go there right now. But outside of that, he's going to do what he's going to do. That's what promoters do. They're going to big up the fighters that they're fighting or that are on their platform or a part of their organization. So he's going to big up Devin Haney. Devin Haney has increased his profile. I totally agree with that. But Devin Haney actually increased his profile. And this is what's so odd about what he's saying. Devin Haney's profile increased without him. His profile increased because he left him and went over and fought Kambosos and then Lomachenko. So basically, you're kind of countering the argument that you made in your own statement there. So that's the thing about, you let a person talk long enough, man, they'll hang themselves. I've hung myself on many of occasions, and I'm quite sure I'll hang myself again. So if anybody caught anything that I said in this video and feel the need to try to hang me, go ahead and do it. You guys tell us what you think in the comment section in regards to the comments from Eddie Hearns. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, and we are